right, part of this crazy budget story is all this far-left woke money in Joe Biden's budget. So let's talk about that with our great friend, Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Senator, welcome back to the show. We're going to put up on the full screen, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll read it out anyway. $90 billion free community college, $11 billion Interior Department cultural preservation, $10.6 billion climate research, $8 billion climate core, $3 billion global gender equity, $1.5 environmental justice. And then there's another one, Senator, $9.5 billion, $9.5 billion worldwide. It's essentially a reparations program, loss and damage, you know, because the United States is to blame for everything, including climate change that has hurt these foreign countries. Now, you know, I would argue that the whole budget is insane, but, you know, this is kind of more insane than the rest of the budget.
Well, it's no change, Larry. You keep racking up the money, $34 trillion in debt and rising. Inflation's going up. $1.6 trillion for Social Security, discretionary spending. American people should know this. The money you've been paying for Social Security, Medicare for years out of your monthly paycheck or weekly paycheck, it's not up here. It's gone. The politicians have spent it. And so we're having to tax and take money and have a bigger budget just for that. But this climate hoax, all the money that's going into that, the money, there's, I think, $482 million that's supposed to go to Ukraine. You know, it's just one thing after another American taxpayers are having to pay for. We're borrowing $80,000 a second, $4.6 million a minute. The taxpayers can't stand it. They're in a spiral, a disaster spiral. This will be an end to Joe Biden, not just this budget, but also the inflation going up. There's no way Jerome Powell now can drop the interest rates, and he needed that to drop to be able to save his candidacy, but it's not going to happen. There's no way he can drop interest rates.
Well, that's a good point. I think it does box the Fed in, and Biden himself has already said he expects the Fed to drop rates, but I think you are right. But the other thing is relying on taxes, you know, $5 trillion tax hike on successful earners, on corporations, on businesses. They're not going to get that money. I mean, that's not real deficit reduction. That's just class warfare. They'll never see that money. It'll never happen.
It kind of reminds me of the State of the Union the other night, Larry, when President Biden said, oh, I've cut the deficit $1 trillion. I don't know where he's getting that from, you know, and he's putting a burden on the taxpayer and small businesses. Small businesses and our farmers in this country have built this country, not the illegals, and we need to stand up for them and quit putting the blame on them and quit putting the burden on them and give the taxpayer a relief. I mean, they need relief. They don't need more money spent in climate hoax, money going overseas when it shouldn't have to.
Yep.
It's just it's a disaster.
Let the folks keep their own money. You know, that's a good point, Senator Tommy Tuberville. We appreciate it, sir. Talk soon. Folks, I'll be right back with my last words.